Hello, my name is Rebecca Guitron. I am a nursing student at Indiana State University. This video will be about suicide and suicide prevention as part of the Community Health Nursing course, Nursing 444. The population at risk. All populations are at risk for suicide. It is considered a major public health concern across the U.S. and around the world. It is the 10th leading cause of death in the U.S. in 2018, according to the Centers for Disease Control, CDC. There is no age, group, gender, race, or population that is immune to suicide risk. And suicide rates with many populations are on the rise. Learning objectives. The viewer will identify the warning signs of suicide. The viewer will recall 3 ways to help challenge the stigma surrounding mental health and mental illness. The viewer will list at least one resource to turn to for suicide prevention and help. The viewer will list 5 steps of the Be the One To campaign in helping someone in a crisis. And the viewer will identify the most common method of suicide. At this time, please pause the video and take the pre-test, which is located below this video in the description box, and it's located as a link. A few statistics on suicide. Suicide rates increased 35% from the years 1999 to 2018 in the U.S. In 2018, suicide rates amongst U.S. males was 3.7 times higher than U.S. females. Among the U.S. females, suicide rates are highest within the 45 to 64 years of age group. Amongst U.S. males, suicide rates are highest at age 75 and older. 4.8% of U.S. adults aged 18 and older had serious thoughts of suicide in the year 2019, and the highest prevalence of adult age groups was in the 18 to 25 range for serious suicidal thoughts. In 2018, suicide rates were highest amongst American Indian non-Hispanic males, which was at 34.8 per 100,000, and American Indian non-Hispanic females, which was at 10.5 per 100,000. Also in 2018, second highest suicide rates belonged to white non-Hispanic males, which was at 30.4 per 100,000, and white non-Hispanic females at 8.3 per 100,000. Suicide rates by state. So this map shows a picture of the suicide rates in the United States per 100,000, and this is representing the year 2018. So as you can see, the states with the darkest shade of blue have the highest rates of suicide per 100,000, and that ranges from 19.5 to 25 per 100,000. These states are Montana, Wyoming, Idaho, Nevada, Utah, Colorado, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Missouri, Alaska, and West Virginia. Number of U.S. suicide deaths per method. So this chart shows the suicide by method in 2018. This information is from the Centers for Disease Control. So the total number of deaths in 2018 due to suicide was 48,344. And as you can see, firearms were close to 50% of those deaths at 24,432. The second leading cause of suicide is by suffocation at 13,840. The third leading cause of suicide is poisoning at 6,237. And then other methods which amount to 3,835. Similar to the chart on the previous slide, this chart shows the percentage of suicide deaths by method in the United States of 2018. However, it divides it into two categories, female and males. As you can see, the information is still very consistent, as firearms are the leading method of suicide for both males and females in the United States. However, the ratio is slightly different for each males and females. For example, the US deaths of 2018 of suicide, firearms account for 55.9% of the methods used in the US males, whereas 31.5% is the firearm ratio for female death by suicide. This brochure was pulled from the National Institute of Mental Health, and it includes the warning signs of suicide. And it may be some of the signs that someone is thinking about suicide, such as they might be talking about it, they might be talking about wanting to die, great guilt or shame, being a burden to others. They might be feeling empty, hopeless, trapped, or having no reason to live. They might be feeling extremely sad, anxious, agitated, or full of rage. They also might be feeling unbearable emotional or physical pain. They may experience changes in behavior, such as making a plan or researching ways to die, withdrawing from friends, saying goodbye, giving away important items, or making a will, taking dangerous risks such as driving extremely fast, displaying extreme mood swings, eating or sleeping more or less, using drugs or alcohol more often. Some ways that you can challenge the stigma around mental illness is to educate yourself about mental illness, be aware of yourself and your behaviors and overall outlook on mental illness. Choose your words carefully, as your words can affect others. Educate others if you can. Focus on the positive, because there is always a bigger picture to someone's struggle with mental health. Support and encourage others whenever you can, and try to be inclusive with others. The Be the One To campaign is an advocate for preventing suicide. It is one of the hallmark suicide prevention campaigns, and they have 5 steps and actions that you can take to help someone out in a mental crisis. The first step is to ask and listen. Are you thinking about suicide? The second step is to be there. Show support in any way you can. The third step is to keep them safe. This may look different depending on the level of danger the person is in. The fourth step is to help them connect to resources. The fifth step is to follow up and ask how they are doing. And this is a slide of suicide and mental health resources that you can turn to 24/7 for crisis help. These are the references used in the making of this video. Please don't forget to take the post test located in the description box, as well as check out the handout also in the description box. Thanks.